Dan and Corey here, welcoming you into Libservative.
The great fundamental issue now before our people. We, the people, cannot turn back.
Yeah, welcome in to another rousing rendition of Libservative, intellectual idiots fostering political and cultural literacy, the world's smartest internet show. Bell the Bodysnatcher on the ones and twos. He, as always, is Corey Walsh.
He's Dan Griffin.
Happy Thanksgiving. We didn't do an episode last
Happy
week. I was out of town.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, and I just was like, fuck it, I guess. I don't know. I just didn't.
Corey got lazy. Decided his socialist schooling was more important than doing an episode. I would have done one too, man. I brought all my shit down. I was waiting for you to be like, "Yeah, we're gonna do a show." I'd be like,
"Oh well, fuck you." No, fuck you. If you would have said to me, "Well, I have all my shit," I would have said, "Let's fucking go."
You know what? It's funny. I was unpacking it all to set it up again here tonight, and then I realized I didn't fucking bring the power cord to my computer.
Oh no!
I brought everything but the power cord. Luckily, I never had to find out. But yeah, so I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. It was like the one thing I gotta have, and I did not have it.
You realize you could have just went and bought one and then returned it after, right?
I suppose I could have, but
the next morning been like, this isn't the one I need. That's what I would.
I'm nobody's mom buying a prom dress from JCPenney. That's not happening.
Boo.
I just paid $88.
Shall we do a little housekeeping though from our missing week, Corey? A few things we didn't talk about, we didn't get a chance to talk about, but we can touch on them a bit. I guess a week late before we get into the meat of the show. The meat of the show does include, among other things, the impending war in Venezuela. We've got this Thanksgiving shooting of the National Guard member Sarah Beckstrom. Ken Klippenstein put out a great piece on this. I'm not giggling because of the death of the young lady. That's obviously tragic, but it's tough not to giggle a little bit about some of the reaction to it, because people are stupid, and that's just where we sit.
We're in a very divided country, so
are we, Corey? I never would have guessed.
You gotta blame a large swath of one side versus the other, where it's a tragedy. Sometimes a tragedy is a tragedy. Every time you see a tragedy on a social media feed, whether it's a car accident or it's
World Star,
it's an even bigger, like, not necessarily a bigger tragedy. A loss of life is a loss of life, but everyone's like, well, yeah, that other driver, like, it could have been someone that had like an epileptic seizure for the first time in their entire life, and they swerved a lane and killed someone, and it's just like, that driver deserves the fucking death penalty. They deserve.
That idiot had a seizure.
They deserve the same thing that they did to someone else, and it's like,
I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but
it's insane to me how it's always like this large swath blamed. Right, like right now you're seeing people argue about it when it comes to, oh yeah, he came here during Biden's disastrous Afghanistan pullout, and then they're like, yeah, but his asylum application was approved under the Trump administration. It's Trump's fault. No, it's Biden's fault. It's you Democrats. No, it's you Republicans. It's like, no, a crazy motherfucker who was a part of some CIA Unit 3, I believe it was called, in Afghanistan.
Paramilitary unit, yeah.
Yeah, like, was on the front lines doing some, basically a death squad, doing some wild shit with the CIA, got asylum to come here, and then came from a war-torn, completely fucked up country working on the front lines of it with our government, and then comes here, and then they're like, all right, yep, there you go. Just go live a normal American life.
As Ken
he
said,
just-
should
he's
be pretty easy to track.
Shell shock, PTSD, whatever the fuck he had, you want to call it, that he most likely had. Fucking popped off.
It's one of those.
fault.
It's
not
it's a
Biden's fault.
it's a great example of Republicans are not your enemy, Democrats are not your enemy, the government is, and we'll get into it a little bit deeper here as we get into the
Because
show.
it goes back to Bush. This whole thing, like, why was he working with the CIA on the front lines? Oh, because we invaded Afghanistan.
We have Dan Bongino's absolutely pathetic appearance on Fox and Friends. I mean, this was like watching a child who was overwhelmed by his next spelling test. That is
All the
it
words
was
don't
just
rhyme.
we can actually, Bell's got the video pulled up. We can talk about that real quick to start the show because it is really short. We're just going to make fun of Dan Bongino for like 5 minutes. Go ahead and roll it, Bell. This is so pathetic.
I mean, I gave up everything for this. I mean, you know, my wife is struggling. I'm not a victim. I'm not Jim Comey. It's fine. I did this and I'm proud I did it. But if you think we're there for tea and crumpets, well, I mean, Cash is there all day. We share it. Our offices are linked. He turns on the faucet. I hear it. He's there. He gets in like 6 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't leave till 7 at night. You know, I'm in there at 7:30 in the morning. He uses the gym. I work out in my apartment, but I stare at these four walls all day.
Seriously overweight.
You know, by myself, divorced from my wife. Not divorced, but I mean separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, you know, we love each other, and it's hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You straighten out it.
But you're doing some great work.
I just one more thing.
What
Sounds
did
like a real
fat pussycat.
what did Dan Bongino just say right there? What did he say? My job is really hard. This job is too hard. I go to work at 7:30 in the morning. Oh my goodness. How hard is it?
To talk shit about someone else working and saying I could do a better job is actually harder than I thought.
Stares at four walls and has to listen to Kash Patel take a curry shit in the bathroom next door. Like, come on, dude.
He's not eating curry. He's he's got a white girlfriend, right? Isn't she a country singer? I'm assuming she's white. I don't know what color she is, but she's a country singer, so over under, she's probably white.
You've done a hell of a lousy job.
He's eating southern Texas food, buddy.
But it's just like
he's what the right would call one of the good ones.
Yes.
Like he's homogenized. He's assimilated.
Does he have to look at those bug eyes of
women's
Kash Patel?
jackets? Women's FBI jackets.
He did do that, didn't he?
You don't see anyone in I'm not even going to assume India. I'm not exactly sure where his family is from, his lineage, but you don't see them wearing women's FBI jackets there. Tell you what, though, in America you can. You can and you will, and you will not be judged for it.
I mean, I don't really care about Kash Patel's sexuality in any way, but like he does scream closeted homosexual to me like quite often, doesn't he? A little bit.
It takes one to know one, Dan.
I guess. Yeah, I'm a queer. What am I gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it?
Don't you quit me, brother.
I never sucked any ding dongs.
But like, so Dan Bongino going, by the way, on a friendly show, right? Like Fox and Friends, where they're like, oh, you're doing a hell of a job. They can't explain what the hell of a job that he's doing is. You sat there and you promised you were going to release the Epstein files. You sat there and you promised you were going to stop all of the swampy corruption in government. You promised you were going to like put away James Comey. By the way, haven't all charges been dropped on Comey? Did I see that the other day?
Yeah.
By the Pam Bondi DOJ, right? So it's like you haven't done anything. You thought you were going to get into this place of power, and you what Dan Bongino has finally realized that he made a huge fucking mistake. He would have been so
dropped,
much.
They were dismissed.
Whatever. What's the difference? Is there like a legal difference between those two terms?
I'm not a lawyer, but I'd assume so. Like
Don't
the
really
judges looked at this and goes, I don't even want to look at this.
You're
like,
dismissed.
Get this out of here.
But Dan Bongino,
Put it reverse, Terry. Put it reverse.
I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you whining about how tough your job is when you sat behind a desk doing a radio or a TV show or a podcast.
Striving to do.
Exactly. But you know what none of us claim we can do? Run the FBI. None of us think we can do that job. None of us would ever want that job. Yeah,
Hey,
I
I'll
guess.
take a shot at it. Your resume has to have what? Former podcaster? Deal.
Yeah, these morons, like, especially Bongino and Hegseth, not understanding that, like, this isn't television. Like, they tried to run their departments like it's TV.
And I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm not pretty sure. I know.
It's Willie Hard.
Hegseth has military background, and I think Bongiorno does too.
Bongiorno, I like that better.
Bongiorno. Yeah, that's not what I meant.
Dan Bongino.
Nobody's ever been hit like that.
Bongino, Bongiorno.
That's it. He's just a
Belfiore. Oh, he's not in this mansion right
Delivery.
now.
Very successful, very rich.
he's a wiener. That's Dan Bongino, not Bell. Bell's not a wiener.
No, I said Bongino, Bongiorno, Belfiore.
Shall we clean house a little bit from what we missed last week?
What else you got?
So we talked 2 weeks ago on the episode about this Jake Lang turd that came to Dearborn and basically started shit and like fucked around and found out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I swear to God, this guy must be an op, right? Because there's a bunch of pictures, and I never found out if they were fake, but God damn it, they looked real, of him kissing the Wailing Wall. Do we ever find out if those pictures were real?
Oh, I don't know. I never. Yeah, Jake Lang is such a non-factor in my life that I didn't even think to look it up.
Well, if they were real, the guy's an op. That's all I'm going to say. Because I don't know if they were real or not.
I think he's an op.
Mm-hmm. But either way, he rolls in, plays the victim after shitting all over a culture in their own, like essentially in their own neighborhood, in their own home, as American citizens, trying to light their religious book on fire, and then wants to sue the city of Dearborn because he got slapped or hit in the face or whatever the hell it was.
Tough guy.
Yeah.
Walking around in a level 1 bulletproof vest. If it even had plates in it.
Probably not, because those would probably be too heavy for him to carry around with that silly sign all day. But like, it's like he's the kind of guy that's rolls into a bar and like grabs your girlfriend's ass and then talks about how violent you are after you punch him in the face for grabbing your girlfriend's ass. He calls the cops on you.
Right, for assaulting him.
Right, after you assaulted his or your girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy this is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fragile. You scratch a conservative and they become a liberal.
Pretty quickly, don't they? Yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene announcing her resignation.
Yeah, what do you think's going on there, Dad? Do you think she's throwing in the towel?
Don't want to
Do you
speculate.
think she's going for something bigger?
Or did she get the call? Dun dun dun.
I'm sure she gets plenty of calls.
I don't know, because like when I first saw it, I was kind of upset about it, and I was like, what is this out of self pity? Like, what is this? Or is she the one playing the 5D chess by avoiding a total? Because this is something I saw bandied about that I thought was okay. That could be possible. Is she the one playing 5D chess by avoiding a total GOP shit show in the 2026 midterms and making a comeback in the Senate, or I don't know, maybe even crazy talk about a presidential run in 2028? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be sad to see her go, which is God, I still can't believe I'm saying that. Go back and listen to an episode from a few years ago.
Yeah. We were never fans, but it's just like, well, at least I knew where she was.
I mean, she would have had a huge platform, even if Israel had been able to get someone elected over her, right? Because we saw the Miriam Adelson push to primary her, to primary Thomas Massey, basically to primary anybody who's not Israel first. Is essentially where we're at right now. And those on the America only side of this, or the America first side of this, when I say America first side of this, I don't mean MAGA. I just mean people that put America first. Like, I don't know why that's been co-opted so hard, but it has.
Yeah, no, there's a large swath of them. I mean,
those people are in defense of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The whole MAGA thing that was campaigned that was successful in 2016 and 2024 attracted people of all colors. But then you saw a quick rift. That's not what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where that's going to go. She's obviously going to continue to have a platform, and I hope she comes back into politics. Because, like, it's funny because Marjorie Taylor Greene is not, to me, some, savior, right? I think you and I and Bell as well, I think we've all lost the idea that, like, the cavalry is ever coming when it comes to United States politics. Like, that's just never happening. I think the closest thing to that is some sort of Ron Paulian candidate. I think the closest thing to that in the government right now probably is Thomas Massey. How good of a president would he be? I don't know.
It'd be tough to get another outsider, though. Fucking Trump blew that shit.
He destroyed that. Well, now you have people switching back to socialism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so weird. It's so weird how the pendulum just continues to swing.
Trump is a psyop the whole time. Completely destroy the idea of an outsider coming in.
As a push for socialism. Speaking of which, another thing we missed was...
Well, Trump's making the biggest strides in communism that I think any president has.
How so?
I mean, the bailouts were a pretty big deal, right, with Obama, but he just came in.
That was corporate socialism, though, Corey. That's different.
But Trump
real socialism's never been tried.
Trump is having the government own fucking golden shares and companies.
Oh, of Intel, yeah.
Dude, that's fucking communism. And when the government can directly tell a private industry. That industry isn't private anymore.
I don't think it's golden shares. I don't think the government has any golden shares.
I'm pretty sure there's a golden share in the steel company. Hey, Bell, look that up real quick. Look up golden share in U.S. steel company that was bought by Japan recently. I'm almost
U.S. government.
I'm 90% sure.
Because that's the shit China does, right? That evil, horrible, disgusting nation of China that is our worst enemy. I'm mostly being facetious here. I hope people realize that. What do you got, Bell?
The U.S. government acquired a golden share in U.S. Steel as part of Japan's Nippon Steel's acquisition of the company. So they acquired
Corey was right.
We got the golden share.
Corey
was right. That's fucking communism. Trump's a communist, dude.
He's a red, dirty red. Well, you know that because he had a really friendly meeting with Zoran Mamdani. That's another thing we missed.
And then he was
from last
I don't
week.
know. Now I don't know if this picture was AI generated or not. But then, after that, people were sharing a photo of Trump in the blazer with the red fucking turtleneck.
I think that was AI generated.
Yeah. As it comes, I saw it and I laughed and didn't think much of it and just thought it was funny. But as it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, dude, that picture had to be AI generated.
Well, dude, and then you had
Zoran.
You had people turning on Mamdani for meeting with Trump, which I think is the wrong reason to turn on him. It's a really easy, in-your-face way to turn on Zoran Mamdani, and I'm no Mamdani fan. But if I were a socialist, right, that's not the reason to turn on Zoran Mamdani. The reason to turn on Zoran Mamdani, if you are a socialist, is the fact that shortly thereafter he endorsed Hakeem Jeffries. This is exactly what we predicted with this guy.
Not only that, he was basically implying the whole now is not the time.
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah.
over and
The
over
same
again.
shit
I think
AOC did. AOC came in as this Democratic Socialist. He's coming in as a Democratic Socialist. They get elected.
Bernie.
And then when other people were like, all right, let's push for new blood like you guys are, like you guys are, they were this movement in their little quadrant, in their section. They got a lot of people fucking motivated. Obama was the same thing, even though he was bought out by all the banks. These people are at least grassroots, but still, they come up and then they pull the ladder up right behind him and they go, now's not the time.
Mm-hmm. I got my section of power, right? And this is what socialism always ends up with in politics.
At least me, I've only been paying attention to politics like pretty closely for coming up on like 10 years, right? And we saw the writing on the wall for that whole thing, and we called that on this fucking show.
100%. We all knew he was going to pull the ladder up behind him, and he was going to fall in line. He's going to be a good little boy. And he's going to have, just like AOC and all the other members of the squad, they're going to have their little pet projects that they're allowed to like go off and do like little
we
tours.
Need some controlled opposition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a little bit. It's a joke. It's always a joke.
Because the ones who don't get pushed out.
What did you think about the video that came out last week of the Democratic members of Congress urging military personnel to disobey unlawful orders? You got an opinion on this? Because I got one. I got a couple.
I would tell like I've said that in Facebook comments probably 100 times. I think that the military is here to protect the Constitution, not just blindly follow orders of a wannabe authoritarian despot. And then a congressperson just gently reminding people not to hey, don't follow unlawful orders, and a president freaking out about that. It's kind of like
here's the thing.
Use the phrase "the quiet part" out loud, but like what you're implying is it's the implication
that it was treasonous that these Congress people did this.
Or that's the implication that it's treasonous to remind them that to not follow unlawful laws, as if Trump getting offended by that, as in he planned on giving them unlawful orders, not unlawful laws. I said unlawful laws. I meant unlawful orders.
Well, then Hegseth came out and said every order that we've given has been lawful. It's like, yeah, but they're still saying that military personnel don't have to obey unlawful orders. So I have
They followed lawful. They followed the law. That's fine.
So yeah. Then what's the problem?
Was like me saying the wall behind me is green.
Yeah. So
okay.
So what's the problem? True. I have a kind of a two-sided opinion on this, right? Because I'm with you.
Did it need to be said? Right. Or was that rage bait?
So here's the thing. Did what those Congress people say?
It's similar. Okay, real quick. Them coming out and doing that is, you could say it's similar to Congress all getting together on our tax dollar dime to condemn socialism. What are we doing?
So that's kind of the whole point, right? So I have a bit of a two-sided opinion on this, because the first part is I completely agree with what you said, Corey, which is that like members of Congress reminding military personnel
it wasn't for the military. It was
they don't have to.
It was for people who don't like Trump.
Right. That's what I'm getting at.
It's like when Putin or any of them does us, or like Israel releases a press release in English. It's not for their people in their country. It's for a different audience.
Way to steal my thunder.
Sorry, bud. I'm all
what they
up.
What they said. What they said was perfectly reasonable. However, the reason why they said it was obviously political. They didn't do this to be like, "Oh, this is scary." They did this because it's like, "Oh, here's a chance for us to shit on Trump." So it's like the content of what they said was accurate. The motivation behind them saying it was bullshit.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the first times I've listened to one of Dan Carlin's rarely released episodes and been like, this ain't your best work, Dan. I like you, but this wasn't your best work. Everything he said was right, but it was just all kind of obvious. Or maybe I'm just getting smarter. I don't know. Probably not. That can't be the answer.
No, I always respect what Dan Carlin has to say. That guy is a very level-headed, smart person but but I get what you're saying. Like it wasn't like as in it felt like you felt like it fell a little flat.
It did a little bit, yeah. Wasn't especially when you haven't released an episode in like 2 years or whatever it always is. Every time you have releases an episode.
Well, I wish he did more.
I do too. But then again, he keeps it so rare that we're really ready for the next one.
Yeah.
War in Venezuela, Corey. So we had, I don't know where we're at right now as we record at about 9 o'clock on Wednesday, December 3rd. Huh? What do you say?
You got to resend me that Tulsa video.
God damn it. Good thing I have it right here. So let me get this over to Bell. Sorry, dead air. I hate it.
To be fair, Bell did say in the private chat at 8:48.
That should be the right one.
Need the Tulsi speech. You sent wrong link. Then he goes, Dan.
Sorry, I'm busy doing a show here. Okay, I can't sit here and watch a private chat all day.
You could have texted us.
So
you could have emailed us, Bell.
Just after Thanksgiving. Is this not it? Seriously? All right, hang on. Here we go. This is it. Sorry, I backed out and I went on the. Here we go. This has to be it. This has to be it.
She's watching. She's fucking with your links.
That's gotta be it. I'm gonna wait for Bell to shake his head. Nope, still wrong. Still wrong.
Oh my god.
It's just bullshit.
Yeah, all right, I got it. All right, Bell just gave us the thumbs up.
I'm just sitting over here.
Only people are getting attacked.
Oh, no,
I'm
sorry.
so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't.
So just after Thanksgiving, was this like Friday? Trump announces that airspace is just closed over Venezuela. Just like as if that's just he's just allowed to do that. It's just a thing he's allowed to do. Airspace, no more. Don't go over Venezuela because something might happen. Now we have warships just essentially surrounding Venezuela, basically telling Nicolas Maduro, you must leave or else. I want to be very, very clear about something. Trump recently pardoned a Honduran drug smuggler who is also the former president of Honduras, who was sentenced to 45 years for, quote unquote, flooding the United States with cocaine. But we have to get rid of Nicolas Maduro because he's flooding the United States with drugs.
Or with drugs, with fentanyl. And fentanyl kills, what is it? Fentanyl kills like how many people a year? Like 100,000? It's a ridiculously large number.
So but if you think,
but listen, every time every time they sink one of these boats, they're like, that saved 25,000 lives. Oh, that saved 25,000 lives. And it's like they've saved like 500,000 lives at this point by killing people. And that should be it then. We won. The war on drugs was won.
Yeah, that's it. We got rid of all of it because apparently 2 speedboats kills the entire equivalent of a major city suburb.
2 speedboats, right? That seat 6, and and there's 6 people on it, with not much room for drug cargo, I guess. But
so that kind of brings us into
a lot of pirates out there in the Gulf of America
on speedboats. That kind of brings us to the everybody freaking out about this double tap bombing. You notice that, like how that's a war crime, right? And it totally is. I'm not disputing the fact that it's a war crime,
right?
But my thing is like, dude, the first strike is a war crime. Like the fact that they bombed it in the fucking first place is a war crime. Is the double tap bombing of the survivors more of a war crime? Apparently, from a legal perspective, it is. I guess. So like it's easier to point to that and be like, yeah, that's worse because, you're not allowed to take out incapacitated soldiers in a time of war and all that stuff, right?
And this is a very big difference of just giving a country to commit war crimes versus actually committing the war crimes yourself. I think that's
Yes.
just important to acknowledge. That's a big deal. Like,
But can we also acknowledge too that these double tap bombings are not a Trump thing? Obama did it plenty of times in various areas across the Middle East. So did Bush.
Land and sea is different. Land and sea is different. Like when you're trying to, take out an enemy combatant on the land, you're taking it out. This was to sink a ship. Now, it actually, like, if
not
it
a
was
ship, a speedboat, Corey.
Right. That's what makes this also like, what the fuck, right? It is gray water.
No,
it is like gray law because when it comes to actual like naval battle, if like it's been this way since the fucking 1800s, I believe. You could double check that if you want, Bell. But like in a naval battle, if a ship is sunk or a ship lowers its flag, the battle is supposed to be fucking over. Like it's not like in like naval shit. And I think that's like even with like pilots, like you hear about them, like capture pilots alive a lot of times. They don't kill them. They're not combatants. They're a different thing.
You sure about that?
Yeah, because I am. Because the object of taking out a plane is taking out a plane, not taking out the person inside of it. Just like the object of taking out a battleship is like for the strategy, the strategery.
What about a speedboat, Corey? What are the internet? What's the international law behind knocking out speedboats that might have drugs on them?
If you or I did it, we would probably get charged with piracy.
You can just shut up, baby, because you hate America and you love abortion.
This is what Hegseth said, anyways, in a cabinet meeting. He said that they didn't see any survivors and that the vessel exploded in fire.
Oh shit! Repeat that a little bit. I switched the little rooms and it pulled you off.
Man, boy.
He said there was no. He said they didn't see any survivors and that it exploded in fire and smoke and you can't see anything. This is called the fog of war.
Yeah, everything's a fog of war. War is hell. War is hell, Bell.
Everything's foggy when you're seeing double.
Wait, hold on. Where's this fucking war?
Is that a drunk joke?
Yeah. He's like, fuck. He's like, 2 of them. I thought there was 4.
We have white privilege.
Pretty much.
So this is all about regime change in Venezuela. Why? I don't think we actually know.
I have a quote actually from him when they asked him, why did you use millions of dollars of equipment and millions of dollars of fuel and to blow up a rinky-dink $40,000 speedboat with 11 people on it?
Arresting me for what? I'm not allowed to stand up for myself? I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
That's actual audio from Pete Hegseth. That's amazing. Right. We got
when they
that.
said, dude, you could be arrested for this. And he was arrested me for what?
It's a libservative exclusive right there. And then when you asked him about his wife, his response wasn't great.
Tastes like cigarettes.
Okay. It's about regime change in Venezuela. Why? I don't think anybody knows the exact answer to that, but we're getting the same kind of bullshit that we were getting for Iraq, Afghanistan. There's some dangerous boogeyman out there that's going to hurt Americans if we don't take care of it. When we all know that it's just the numbers don't even bear it out. Like at least you could say when it came to Saddam's WMDs, right? It wasn't falsifiable at the time, right? Like this whole drug bullshit, it's absolutely falsifiable. Like your lie is falsifiable. We know that it's not true. So it's really, really bad that you can't even get a good enough lie to get enough people behind this to make it where you could at least make it make sense for a little while until you're out of office and then it's the next guy's problem.
I told you what I think it is still. And I won't have my mind changed until like an actual missile is fired or anything like that. But this is just Trump trying to end the Ukraine war.
You mean trying like as far as like redistributing resources to something else?
No. Venezuela is just it has heavy ties with a lot of like the other team.
Oh Christ, the dildo's back!
If you want to put it in like binary terms, right? Like China, Russia, Iran, all those people. Venezuela is one of their like.
But here's the thing:
not necessarily allies, but like trading partner. It's politically politically beneficial to them, or geopolitically beneficial to them, to have Venezuela. You keep threatening to take out their ties to like the Western Hemisphere, like one of their like solid ties, other than Cuba. You can get them to come to the table.
Here's the problem.
Look what's coinciding with that is a lot of Ukraine-Russia talks happening right now behind the doors. A special envoy with what's his face? Is it Witkoff?
Yeah.
Just went.
Steve Witkoff.
They just went over to Russia.
So here's the problem I have with your theory. The theory that you just presented is a theory that is actually sellable to the United States of America.
But you can't say it out loud.
Why?
Yes, I don't know.
Why can't you say we have to take them out because they have ties to our enemies? I mean, you can actually sell that lie.
Right, but that falls under, then that completely, I mean, this is like treading the lines for Trump, right? Of like no new wars. This way he's able to push it as I'm being pushed to this point type shit. Whereas saying we have to take out this guy because he has ties to, I mean, that's 2001, 2002, dude. Like nobody wants a war nobody wants an explicit regime change. If there's an implicit one, it's bad press, but it's digestible by the American people. At least,
I guess. I mean, I think you're mostly right about that. However, I feel like it's a lot more sellable to at least his base. If it's like we're going to own China by taking out Venezuela,
it's not even necessarily China or Iran. I think it's explicitly like Russia, or specifically Russia. It's I think they do a lot of trading with a lot of shit. And because like some of their like Air Force is like actual like Russian airplanes. Like I think they buy like Russian military equipment. So like, and if they're doing that, it's the same thing as one of our proxies, America's proxies in the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia, Israel, buying our shit. We're your the hand that feeds you. Let us, co-opt on this, cooperate with this, do that, help us, back us on a UN vote. Like I bet you if you looked up like the history of UN votes with Venezuela and Russia, I bet you they're pretty much always aligned. And
what we can definitely agree on is it's a bullshit regime change war under false pretenses, right? We know this.
Oh yeah.
Regardless of what it is, because
here's the thing, and this is why I also think like what I'm saying is what I think it is because like Maduro offered his oil. Maduro offered his rare earth minerals. He offered.
Yeah, but he's sending drugs, Corey. He's sending drugs.
I think the drugs thing is a ploy. I really do.
I know he's not sending enough to the extent that he's sending drugs. It's probably mostly cocaine. And here's the thing. I don't know how many people know this about cocaine. It's pretty rare. Like a cocaine overdose is pretty rare.
Too, is the boats
it's not that dangerous of a drug.
The boats that they're bombing, like they would have to fucking like stop at like 5 or 6 ports probably to get gas.
Yeah, it can't get here. It's impossible.
Right. Like, unless you're filling up the weight of your boat with gas, then there's less room for your drugs. Like, it just none of it just makes sense.
Because it's bullshit. It's not happening. Right. What I find interesting is, I shouldn't say what I find interesting. Another thing that I find interesting about this is, where's Tulsi Gabbard? Anybody know where Tulsi Gabbard's been on any of this shit? She has been absolutely radio silent until she went on Benny Johnson for some reason earlier today. I didn't watch the episode, and I won't, because she has been a remarkable disappointment. She has absolutely shown that she's got her job. She's got her place of power. She's got her, whatever her thing is that she wanted. She's got it. And now she's just part of the bullshit. Here's a video that Belle's about to roll of Tulsi Gabbard from Halloween. I don't know how many people need to be reminded, but Halloween was literally like a month and 4 days ago. This is Tulsi Gabbard talking about how great the Trump administration and President Trump himself has been on regime change wars. Go ahead and roll it, Belle.
The old Washington way of thinking is something we hope is in the rearview mirror and something that has held us back for too long. For decades, our foreign policy has been trapped in a counterproductive and endless cycle of regime change or nation building. It was a one-size-fits-all approach of toppling regimes, trying to impose our system of government, understood, and walk away with more enemies than allies. The results: trillions spent, countless lives lost, and in many cases, a creation of greater security threats. The rise of Islamist terrorist groups like ISIS. President Trump was elected by the American people to put an end to this. And from day one, he has showed a very different way to conduct foreign policy.
Shut up, bitch!
Anything she said there that was incorrect?
No.
Nothing she said that was incorrect, right? Good speech. Good speech by Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah. And like what she thinks that and at that point, what she thought that this was supposed to be their foreign policy, I guess, right? That she wasn't incorrect. She kind of called out the old ways and the old ways that the government used to operate, and saying that we're taking a different path. And that was Halloween, Dan. The veil was thin.
It really was. A lot of time has passed, Corey. A lot of time has passed since you went trick-or-treating with your little boy. I hope you guys had a great time, because now it's all changed. We might not have Halloween next year. We might, I'm gonna tell you right now, if we don't take out Nicolas Maduro right now, you might not have Halloween next year, Corey. We're gonna be speaking Spanish.
No, we're all gonna be dead from fentanyl.
Venezuelans speak Spanish, right? I think they're a Spanish-speaking country. Yeah, they got to be. Yeah. It's either Spanish or Portuguese. It's Spanish, right?
We're very.
Bell's nodding. Bell's nodding his head. It was
the
Spanish.
Spaniards were very extensive in their imperialism, but Venezuela not for long. Don't worry, they're going to speak in English.
Well, and it's so dumb too, because we're right on the. We're right on the this weird precipice of like immigration and mass migration and deportation, and we're literally about to cause another migrant crisis if we roll through with this.
Yep.
And we're going to have another migrant crisis.
Why do we have a migrant crisis? Because we've been doing what we're implying we're going to do with Venezuela a dozen other times over the past 80 fucking years.
If you want to stop migrant crises, stop causing them. Pretty simple.
Come on now, you expect me to believe that?
Yeah, leave or else, Nicolas Maduro. We'll see where this goes. I mean, by the time anybody listens to this, we may have already invaded.
I know, right?
Who knows?
In a perfect world, this does cause Putin to come to the table. They figure their shit out, and then watch Trump, just as an extra treat, gets access to the oil and the rare earth and minerals.
Corey, I don't think this is. I don't see.
But the coup is already at the same time, though. The coup is kind of already like the propaganda, the manufacturing consent is happening. Machado's on the sidelines. She just happened to win a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah,
she's the opposition to Maduro.
It's already been
Venezuela. dude, it's all been set. There was a leaked letter of or a leaked memo of like the 100-hour transition. Like,
what will happen if Maduro steps down or is killed or whatever? Yeah,
he said he would leave in 2 years.
What do you believe him? He's a narco terrorist.
I don't fucking know.
Nobody knows what a narco terrorist is, but he's one.
I guess. I don't know. Like, he's like,
come on now, you expect me to believe that?
He said, here, take all my oil, take all my rare earth minerals. I'll peace out in 2 years.
I mean,
and
you got
to time. And despite all of these tensions,
but
right
Corey,
now,
you do have to ask the question.
Flights happening, or repatriation flights happening from America to Venezuela of deportees. He's even accepting deportees.
You do have to ask the question.
We're gonna send all there, and then we're gonna go in and fuck the country up, and then they're all gonna feel destitute, and then they're just gonna come on back. What the fuck is this?
You do have to ask the question, and I think it's a reasonable question. If you're willing to give up everything and leave in 2 years, why not just leave now?
You gotta get your ducks in a row, dude. You gotta sell the house.
What ducks?
You gotta sell the house. You gotta, you gotta clear out your desk. Like, come on.
It's so stupid because I don't care. I don't give a shit who leads Venezuela. I don't live there. I'm not a Venezuelan.
Dan, we're not presidents, but when we quit our job, it's courteous to give 2 weeks.
Okay, so he gets to give 2 years.
Sure, and in the meantime, he's going to give us oil and rare earth minerals, and then we're not causing an immigration crisis. In fact, we're causing a fucking boom in their economy because we're going to need to hire their people to help build this infrastructure. Because it's private industries from America coming. And what's that going to do? It's going to cause a huge fucking economic influx in that country. And then the migrants aren't probably going to go all the way up north because they can go to Venezuela to work. And then you have jobs there. You're creating this whole economy there. You ease tensions.
They're cheating,
with
they're crooked, they're
fucking
corrupt.
Maduro. Like, I don't know. I literally just explained economic hitmen, but it's either that or a migration. Jesus Christ, Dan! It's either that or a migration crisis, like the corner we've backed ourselves into.
The biggest
It's either
that we've seen,
or a migration crisis, and American soldiers and Venezuelans, a bunch of them dying.
Yeah, that tends to be the road. That tends to be the road we like to take, though. Death.
Billions of
you know
dollars
what?
spent on literally blowing up billions of dollars. Meanwhile, back home, we're just gonna have 50-year loans.
I think we should just listen to whatever Lindsey Graham has to say and do whatever the opposite is. Like, you know how there's like an ETF tracker that's like the reverse Kramer from CNBC.
Right.
Is it CNBC? Yeah. We need to have like a reverse Lindsey Graham tracker. Just like whatever Lindsey Graham wants, just do the opposite. And we'll probably be the most successful, profitable, least warmongery country in the world.
Yeah.
Just do that. Somebody just set that up inside the government. We'll leave Lindsey Graham in office. Like, he can keep getting elected and keep staying where he is.
You could be in
We'll
charge
just do the
and you
opposite of what he wants.
Yeah. You could even have AI do it.
That's perfect. I love it.
I just paid $88.
What else we got? This Thanksgiving shooting of National Guard member Sarah Beckstrom. This is obviously a tragedy that this young woman died, but also a complete stereotype of how our government reacts to terrible things, right? Never let a good tragedy go to waste, right? So this woman was the suspect that killed this woman was a CIA plant. We talked a little bit about this at the top of the show. He is an Afghan national granted asylum after serving in a CIA-backed Afghan paramilitary unit.
Yeah.
And Ken Klippenstein put out a great Ken Klippenstein put out a great piece about this shortly after it happened, I recommend everybody check it out. Ken does great work. Not a sponsor. We don't know Ken personally, although I'd like to. Ken, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show. So to his point, he basically said, it kind of seems like he should be the type of person that's pretty easy to track. You know, like the CIA essentially worked for the CIA or a CIA-backed paramilitary unit.
From a foreign country, or anyone that's getting vetted to come here as a citizen should be pretty easy to track.
So, what was Congress's response to this shooting, Corey? I think you know this. I think you know the answer to this question.
Well, I guess it depends on which side of Congress.
No, it's all of Congress because they're the same people. They're two wings of the same bird. The answer is what we have to do. We gotta beef up security. We gotta spend more money to stop these terrible criminals.
I didn't see that angle. Wait, for more than they just beefed up their security $400 million to reopen the government.
So this was kind of Ken's point, right? So in the article, he talks about how Congress is saying we gotta spend millions, billions more in funding Homeland Security. Then he goes on to list the whatabouts. Never mind the billions already going to. Hold on, I clear my throat, make sure I get all these out. Joint terrorism task forces in every city and state across the country. Counterterrorism programs in the FBI, CIA, NSA, and the Pentagon. The vetting enterprises set up after 9/11 and expanded under Donald Trump in both terms. The quote-unquote insider threat program, counterintelligence programs, behavioral analysts of the FBI, Homeland Security, and intel agencies, the Secret Service, local FBI, Pentagon Force Protection Agency, Capitol Police, U.S. Marshals, Northern Command, Joint Task Force National Capital Region, the DEA, ICE, the TSA, Customs and Border Protection. Shall I go on?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to. Library of Congress Police, Supreme Court Police, Government Printing Office Police, Postal Inspection Service, United States Postal Police, the ATF, State Department Diplomatic Security, the National Vetting Center, the Justice Department's vetting system for gun purchases, and perhaps most importantly, the CIA itself and the ultra-secret sponsor of the Afghan suspect to start with. But we got to spend more money. How many things did I just list off there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. About 30.
30 different departments.
About 30 different agencies, departments, task forces that are designed to protect us from these attacks.
And 100% rest in peace. She died in the line of duty. And the other guy, you hope he makes it, right? Like, prayers up to his family. But that's what they signed up for. So now we need to get security for the security. Like,
great point.
What? You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, like if you ask you to them, be like, yeah, I'm glad it was us. We signed up for this versus like an innocent person on the side of the road. Like that's their job, to put their life on the line to protect others. Granted, that's not their job to get ambushed. I understand that. But more just, would you just want them riding around in fours? The guy,
that's the whole point.
He got caught right away.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of like
did he live? Did he survive? I know he got shot.
I honestly don't know the answer to that question. Maybe Bell can find it for us.
Hey Bell, go ahead and look that up.
Did the capital
Ramanunala?
I didn't even mention his name.
I know. I kind of had.
But the whole point is that Ken's trying to make in that article, and I couldn't possibly agree more, is more money is not going to prevent these attacks.
No.
More security, more oversight over you and me and every other American isn't going to prevent these attacks. That's never going to do the thing. And then what's the brain dead American boomer versus response to this? Those damn Muslims. and the damn violent left. That's the problem. It's just like, it's just you just can't make it up. My sinus hurts because of it.
I know, that's what I mean when it's just like, anytime something happens that doesn't politically align with somebody, it just gets broad brush stroked into just the other side. And it's just like, no, where's the fucking nuance? Dan's just chugging beer. He drinks about it to not cry about it.
Dude, I have another one here too that I'm about to crack open because it's just like, I'm so tired of the first thing that comes out of a tragedy is like, all right, who do we blame? Who's to blame? What broad brush group is there to blame? And you know what? You know what the group never is? You know what group we never fucking blame for these things?
White people.
No. Government. It's never government's fault. It's always the left or the right or no, that's about it.
Democrats or the Republicans, yeah.
Or some religious group. But it's never just government. When this woman was killed because of government.
Mm-hmm.
For a few different reasons. One being
because she worked
the
for
man.
him.
That, but also the man that was brought here, that killed her, that was brought here by the government, worked for the CIA or worked closely with the CIA, and then
he was very close with them. He was a part of the Kandahar Strike Force. A paramilitary counterterrorism force trained and backed by the Central Intelligence Agency.
And then the fact that you have the moronic idiocy of Trump just like throwing National Guardsmen out to like give this image of cleaning up DC or cleaning up Chicago or cleaning up LA. Like I don't even know what she was doing that day.
That National Guardsman, by the way, is in serious condition, but wiggling his toes.
Yeah,
the other guy. We're talking about the actual shooter.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, because she was shot and killed, and there was another guardsman that survived.
He's in critical condition right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
he survived so far.
Yeah.
Serious condition now. Wiggling his toes.
But I know that he was shot like pretty quickly after it happened. And I don't know if he survived.
He's alive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's alive.
He's being charged with murder.
Well, yeah. Makes sense.
And I forget the quote, but he said something along the lines like I should have worked with Al Qaeda, like instead of CIA. The guy is obviously like, regardless of religion, background, anything, this guy is within the same category of someone who does shoot up a school type shit. Like, he fucking was mentally broken. That guy, he was out there doing night raids, counterterrorism strikes, operations targeting militants. He was out there fighting like Al Qaeda and ISIS. And like, that's the funniest part too, right? Like, that's what he was doing. And they're like, oh, these Muslims. And he's like, no, this one was putting his life on the line for you and your fight for freedom.
Yep.
He just came back and had a Chris Benoit moment.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of he probably didn't have CTE.
He could have, dude. I mean, if he's out there doing like paramilitary, that's like parachuting shit. Those guys land hard. I met a guy from
101st.
Yeah. You know, the U.S. Airborne, the 101. And he was telling me stories, man. He goes, oh, yeah, people would die all the time. Because when he said that's what he was, I went, I was drunk sitting by this bonfire. And I was just like, he said he was like the 101st Airborne or whatever. And I just went, glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die. And he was like, yeah, that's the fucking song. And like, yeah. I can go off on one of my Corey stories, but I ain't gonna.
You've probably told it before.
Reeled myself in, Dan.
Do you guys know he used a revolver?
Yeah, he used a revolver. And handled it professionally.
I bet. I'm sure he knew how to handle a firearm.
Never mind.
A revolver, you use a revolver if you plan on getting away. You know, and not leaving any evidence behind. A revolver's a hitman's gun. Doesn't expel a shell.
You wouldn't sit there and try to reload if you're trying to get away.
You wouldn't need to reload. It's a hit. Pop, 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 pop.
That's how he got killed. He was sitting there reloading, trying to shoot some more.
Okay, well, that's...
Yeah. Well, he was shot, not killed. But he was shot a bunch of times.
Hey, the CIA is not perfect when it comes to training people, all right?
Yeah.
Peekaboo.
Whoa, CIA.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus. Came out of nowhere.
Anything else? Anything else you want to add?
No, it's shitty, right? Like it's fucking
And
sucks.
honestly,
like
the whole we gotta
those
push.
people didn't go into work that day thinking that some rogue ex-CIA agent who went mentally nuts and decided to go on a killing spree was going to be in their routine, or in their, like, would interrupt their daily routine.
And honestly, I think this idea of like, oh, we got to blame the Muslims and we got to blame the left and just completely let the government off the hook. And this idea that we just got to spend more money to beef up security is an absolute disgrace and spits on this woman's death. I'm sorry. I'll say it like it is. Fuck all of you. She deserves better than that. Her memory deserves better than that.
That's fair.
Shall we lighten the load a little bit here and talk about the parody that is the Antisemite of the year 2025? I'll set it up and then I'll let you kind of go.
I've blocked Miss Rachel.
Oh, have you?
My son ain't watching Miss Rachel.
Yeah, she didn't want Palestinians to die, so she's.
I didn't even know she was anti-Semitic. They're sneaky bastards.
I know. What a bitch! Just not wanting Palestinian children to die. Like, what an awful, horrible human being. Honestly, I feel bad even saying that. Like, sarcastically, I shouldn't have said that. Even sarcastically, Miss Rachel is great. Kids seem to love her. Parents seem to love her. I actually feel bad even saying that sarcastically. So I apologize to Miss Rachel, even for sarcastically,
she's a sweet lady.
even for sarcastically calling her a bitch.
She's the sweetest, nicest anti-Semitic person I've ever met.
You haven't met her though.
I've ever seen.
Shut up, bitch.
So I'll set it up real quick, and then you can read them off because I got to take a leak. I'm sorry, dude. I got to do it. So this was posted by is this the third or fourth year this has been done? The Antisemite of the year.
I found ones for 2024 and 2023, and I think I saw one for 2021. But
Must have taken a break. Must have taken a break for 2022.
It was a rough year.
This was put out by an account called Stop
There
Antisemitism.
there was no anti-Semites in 2022.
That's true. There wasn't. This was put out by what looks like a group called Stop Antisemitism, and it looks really official and really legit, but really it's just like one crazy cat lady that like really loves Israel, and so it looks super legit. And I got to give her credit for the fact that she has gone remarkably viral with this. And good for her in that regard. But literally, this person is a nobody. But what I find interesting about this is when we read off this list, we've already mentioned Miss Rachel is on it, so that should tell you how ridiculous it is. This account to me like really blurs the lines between parody and real life, because this list seems like something that like The Onion would put out, but it's fucking serious. Like, this woman really believes that all of these people are anti-Semites. Go ahead and throw the list out there. Bring Bella in for a minute if you need to, but my bladder's going to explode. I'll be back momentarily, gentlemen.
So here is the anti-Semitic list of 2025. Oh, I can't zoom out. Oh, there we go. So first off, I don't know if this is like they don't have numbers by their names, so I'm not sure who's number 1 or who's number 10. But this is the top 10 finalists, and we have Tucker Carlson, Miss Rachel, the worst of the worst, Guy Christensen, Marcia Cross, Bryce Mitchell, Cynthia Nixon, Cenk Uygur, Anis Kasparian, Stu Peters, and Calla Walsh, which I don't know her. Okay. I'm not related to this anti-Semite. Okay. According to this poster, she is a 21-year-old activist, openly backs extremist anti-Israel groups, praises terror regimes, and appeared in an Iranian state TV chanting "Death to America" and attacking Israel. I don't know if any of that's true.
It is.
If she said "Death to America," it's like, well, I don't know. Like,
She's a communist party, or in the communist party.
Oh, you looking her up right now?
Oh, very yes.
I like how we're looking up number 10, like the least known one of all of them. But yeah, right here. Here's the one that we really gotta fucking worry about. Miss Rachel.
That's better. I feel so much better now. Oh my God. I was listening to the whole thing.
We were just talking about this one.
About Miss Rachel. Yeah. So I love the look on Cenk Uygur's face, by the way. Like the picture she pulled is absolutely perfect. Anna Kasparian looks confused. Marcia Cross, they could have done better. She looks like very, very civil in that picture.
Look at Cenk's face. Like, why'd they do that?
Was that the time he was yelling at Charlie Kirk?
It might have been, or the time he was yelling at fucking Alex Jones.
Oh yeah,
remember that whole debacle at the RNC.
Yeah, was that the time Jimmy Dore was there?
Yeah, Jimmy Dore spit on Alex Jones.
That's right. Yeah, I bet Jimmy Dore regrets doing that now. He probably mostly agrees with Alex Jones.
He doesn't. Yeah, I know, right? He doesn't admit to it. He had Alex Jones on the show, and he goes, "I had tea in my mouth, and you said something funny, and it made me spit up my drink." But when you watch the video, it does not look like that.
Who do you want to win? Who do you want to win this anti-Semite of the year? Because I personally am rooting for Miss Rachel.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's the most ridiculous. And like, so I mentioned that like there's a blending of parody
the other ones,
and reality
like
here.
Marcia Cross and Cynthia Nixon.
Her name's Marcia. Her name's Marcia, Corey.
Or Marcia. I didn't watch the fucking show. I don't know her name. But like them two.
That's just how you spell like, Marcia.
They're Hollywood liberals. Whatever they said was just like the safest thing you could say.
Yeah, like I don't like that like children. It's just basically all Miss Rachel said. So Miss Rachel basically just said, I don't like that like Palestinian kids are dying because she's basically like a YouTube preschool teacher. Like, right. Of course she likes kids.
They probably went further. They were probably something like, say no to the settlements in the West Bank.
I don't think she did. I don't think she said anything like
that. No, not her. I'm talking about Marcia or Cynthia. Like, that would be like,
oh, yeah.
Like, they probably said something like that, which is like also like, well, yeah.
Bryce Mitchell's just like a C-tier UFC fighter. And I don't mean that to shit on him. He could kick my ass. But like, it's not like he's John Jones. You know what I mean? It's not like it's Conor McGregor up here. It's Bryce Mitchell.
And then there's Anna.
Yeah.
Anna Kasparian.
She looks great in that picture, doesn't she? Are there times where Anna Kasparian looks fantastic?
Yeah, I always found her attractive.
Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. I don't know how she'd feel about that, but that's okay. But so there seem to be names missing from this list. Obviously, we have Candace Owens missing from this list. Now, my understanding is that Candace Owens is not on this list because she did win last year. I'm pretty sure she puts her trophy up behind her very proudly. And Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is obviously missing from this list. How is that possible?
He is.
Because I think part of it is probably because Nick Fuentes is an actual anti-Semite. So he doesn't really fit in with all of the rest of these people who aren't actual anti-Semites. These people are as Glenn Greenwald put it in his episode, I think yesterday, these people are examples of the new functional definition of what an anti-Semite is, which is anybody who criticizes the government of Israel and their treatment of the Palestinian people, both in the West Bank and obviously in Gaza.
Here's
2024?
2024. There's Candace Owens.
Greta Thunberg, what a bitch.
I know, she's anti-Semitic. John Cusack. Hassan Piker.
And Candace Owens, I believe, was the winner last year. Jake Shields, that makes sense. And Marjorie Taylor Greene made 2023 or 2022, right?
Let me check.
Which makes sense because that was probably the year she said Jewish space lasers.
Probably.
But you can tell you can see that Stop Anti-Semitism is trying to spread the wealth a little bit here. Like, they didn't put Candace Owens on the list this year because she had already won. Got to give somebody else a chance to win this prestigious award. Hassan Piker had already been nominated. You'd think he would make it this year, but he had already been nominated. Got to spread the wealth a little bit.
Roger Waters.
2023. Okay, so we're on 2023 now. Roger Waters, Rashida Tlaib, Gigi Hadid. Yeah. Lauren Witzke. Okay. Who won that year? Who won Anti-Semite of the Year in 2023? I'm curious. And do they still have their trophy? But don't you agree that the functional definition of this word anti-Semite is just anybody who criticizes Israel, right? Would you agree that that's true?
Yeah.
So then you would call yourself a proud anti-Semite, right?
Well, fuck. Why'd you do that to me? I'm gonna pull it up. Here's 2021. Yeah, I couldn't find 2022.
Yeah, that's weird. There's Marjorie Taylor Greene. That had to be the year she said Jewish space lasers. Sean King was on that list. Sean King's an asshole. An anti-Semite, I don't know, but he's an asshole. Trevor Noah was on that list. Mia Khalifa, there's a porn star on that list.
Yeah, there is. Dua Lipa, isn't that a singer?
I think so.
She must have said something at a concert. It was like, free
from the river
settlements.
From the river to the sea. And oh my God, Hillary Clinton was just speaking the other day about going out and talking to people and being like she goes out and talks to people, right? When I ask young people what river and what sea, she was talking to Condoleezza Rice. When we ask people what river and what sea, most young people don't even know. So they're not educated.
It's that elitist.
And she's probably right. Most young people probably don't know what river and what sea, but doesn't mean the sentiment is wrong. So I don't know. I'm rooting for Miss Rachel. I hope. I mean, Corey. This is a very prestigious award given the functional definition of anti-Semite in 2025. I think they're all worthy winners. Given what this word means now, I think Cenk would love this award. I think he would gladly put it up on his mantle. I think I can see. I'm sure Marcia Cross won like a nighttime Emmy at some point. She might throw it up next to her nighttime Emmy. And Tucker, Tucker would have fun with this. Would he not?
Oh yeah, he'd have a blast.
Should we? I think we should make a trophy. I think we should I want to keep an eye on this. Bell, write it down somewhere. We got to keep an eye on who wins this award, and I want to make them a trophy, and I want to find a way to send it to them, just to let them know how supportive we are. What should the trophy be? What should it look like?
I don't fucking know. Maybe
should just be like like a golden soda stream. Nobody, you guys don't get that joke, do you?
Wait, what? Say that again.
Like a golden soda stream. You know the thing that makes the bubbly water in your home. It's an Israeli company.
Oh, Soda Stream. Yeah,
I have one.
Yeah,
I have one. I do support Israel. My Soda Stream is right over there.
Man, like none of us are perfect. I use Waze.
That's how they know where you are all the time. Corey got the call.
Yeah, I got the call. Now I'm a Waze sponsor.
He's
sponsored by Waze now.
You got that $7,000 sitting in your bank account?
Jesus Christ, I wish. Check hasn't cleared. They said it'll be here next Tuesday.
Here's your check. Throw it in your secret bank account. We'll make sure the government can't track it for you.
What else we got?
What is the river?
It's the River Jordan, Corey. You should know this.
You didn't know that?
I guess not.
I'm
looking at it. I'm on Google Maps. I knew it was the Red Sea.
It's not the Red Sea. It's the Mediterranean. God damn it.
Oh my God.
No, I'm sorry.
Corey didn't know either.
The Gaza Strip is on the Mediterranean Sea, dude.
Right. I got the two confused.
The whole beach. All right.
That's not to be fair, that's not the first time Corey's had that confusion.
Yeah, just south of Beirut.
He says he looks at fucking Waze.
What do you mean? I know. I just
Shut up, bitch.
I'm on Waze right now. What do you mean?
A bunch of Israeli troops over there.
They don't even have the Jordan River listed. This is confusing as fuck.
Because it doesn't exist. The Earth is flat too.
Yeah, I know. There's an ice wall.
Shall we end this episode? Is there anything else you guys wanted to get to? We didn't talk about the Wajahat Ali video. I guess we can end with that. We're not that far in. We can end with that.
Can we talk about on how all of like some of the biggest like provocateurs for MAGA on Twitter and whatnot are foreign accounts and bots?
I guess the only thing I have to say is that that's not terribly surprising. Anything to sow dissent, like that's the whole thing, right? Because, when Trump,
I find it hilarious because like the whole caricature of like the MAGA person is like based on like the loudest voices, right? And the loudest voices are fucking mega sycophants that are imported and fabricated from other countries.
No, that's a fair point too, because we've talked on this show multiple times, particularly over the last year, actually particularly probably over the last 3 to 5 months, about how there's two separate factions of MAGA, right? You got the sort of Tucker Carlson, America First, Marjorie Taylor Greene side of MAGA, and then you have the whole whatever Trump says goes sort of culty side of MAGA. And so what it sounds like you're saying is that a lot of that cultier side of MAGA is fake.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Right? Because and all you have to do is like look at like a lot of Twitter posts. Like 90% of like Laura Loomer's comments on her Twitter posts are just calling her out for being a hideous woman, both physically and mentally and spiritually.
You want some examples?
Sure.
At Mega Nation X has 400,000 followers, Eastern Europe. At Ivanka News, 1 million followers, Nigeria. At _Megascope, Nigeria. At Female Body Bill 6, 390,000 followers, Morocco. At Dark Mega Coin, 15,000 followers, Thailand.
Donald Trump is a bad guy. He's a bad person.
At America First, 70,000 followers, Bangladesh. At America Man Hero, Indonesia. At Mega World 4896.
The biggest load that we've seen.
Like, it just, they're all like in other countries. I don't know. I find it fascinating. I find it fascinating because, like, in the real world where I am in my like social circle, I have a lot of friends who are like liberals. I have a lot of friends that are like leftists. Well, they kind of think they're leftists, but not true leftists. But I have a couple of friends who are true leftists. I have friends who are right wing. I have friends who are libertarian. I have friends who are conservative. I have friends who are MAGA who will vote for Trump, and they will look at you and they will never say a bad thing about that man. But they don't represent any of like the craziest fucking memes and all that shit that you see, like from these random fucking like Pepe the Frog, like icon, like not even a real picture type profile, saying some of the wackiest shit because they're all mostly sensible. They're like, yeah, no, like I love Trump, won't ever say anything bad about him. America first.
Yeah, it's like the online area of political discourse. Honestly, so I've recently joined because it's fun because there's like a lot of boomers, and I feel like actually a lot of young people are like starting to come back to Facebook, right? It almost feels like a weird horseshoe theory when it comes to social media because like forever it was like, oh, moms and dads are on Facebook now, so we're going to move over to Twitter and we're going to move over to TikTok and Instagram. And now they've all like all the parents have moved to these other ones, so like people are kind of like young people are kind of moving back to Facebook in a weird way. So I've joined a few like political discourse groups, like recently created ones on Facebook, and I'm looking through. I almost never comment just because it's just entertaining to read it all. The similarities between these groups and like the college football groups that I'm in, they could be the same thing. Like you could literally copy and paste some of the comments and the posts and change like a college football team to one of the political parties or vice versa, and the discourse is exactly the same.
Yep.
Like, and I don't know how much of it is just bots arguing with each other because it seems like it has to be. It's so interesting. It's so interesting how much political discourse and like discourse around Michigan versus Ohio State are exactly the same.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
It's entertaining as hell. Now that I've completely taken my emotions out of politics, other than the stuff that I actually have like principled feelings about. Right. But none of those things are really political though. None of the things that I have principles for are actually political. They're just real life things. Like if you just go out and touch grass, you realize that like that MAGA caricature that you see on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, probably not Instagram. That guy is not walking around on the streets very often. We had a discussion pre-show about there's a guy at my gym that like wears the dark MAGA hat and wears a shirt that says fuck Hamas on it. All the time. It's like the only guy I can think of. Like I just see walking around out there just portraying the caricature of what a MAGA supporter is supposed to be.
I'm not saying that they aren't out there. You'll see
they're
them.
Just rare. They're not. Yeah. They're like it's like seeing a goddamn rare bird at Central Park or something.
Right. Yeah.
It's actually kind of interesting when you see one.
I saw a bald eagle the other day driving down 18 Mile.
Oh, good for you. Was it a female or was it a white-headed male?
It's white-headed male.
Oh, yeah. You don't see a whole lot of those around here.
Well, around me.
Obama and Larry Sinclair.
There's a rookery over here by me that has like cranes and herrings and bald eagles.
I guess they're kind of bald eagles are kind of a pain in the ass.
They're making a comeback.
They're a nuisance in a lot of places.
Yeah, in Alaska, they're basically seagulls with really sharp beaks and talons.
Yeah, and big. Well, bigger than seagulls, obviously. It's funny, like eagles aren't as big as people think they are. You know what I mean? Like the way they're portrayed in like American lore, they're like the size of a pterodactyl. They're really not that big.
No,
they're big. I mean,
they're smaller
big
than
birds.
a Canadian goose.
I mean, like, well, I think their wingspan kind of
it's probably the same.
Makes them seem more intimidating, but I think they physically look bigger than a Canadian goose, but I think you're right, they don't weigh as much as a Canadian goose.
Hey, Bell.
Oh, God.
Quick, look up the wingspan of a Canadian goose and look up the wingspan of an American eagle. I'm curious now. I'm sure the listeners are curious as well.
Look what I've started.
I started this because I was the one that said they saw a bald eagle.
They insult us in an attempt to gaslight us, and we will not stand for it.
Oh, bald eagle's much bigger.
Yeah. See?
What, the wingspan?
The maximum wingspan for a Canada goose is about the minimum for a bald eagle. Bald eagles are 6 to 7.5 feet. Canada goose is 4 to
inches.
6.
Oh, 6 to 7.5. I thought you said 67.5 feet. I'm like, I don't think any bird's that big, Bell.
That's American lore, brother. He's on the WhiteHouse.gov.
Drop through that out there. We're bringing the bald eagle back. We're bringing the bald eagle back. It's going to be a great comeback.
It's
like those, dude. It's like those fucking sandhill cranes, man. They're neat looking birds, but I play golf. Those motherfuckers will turn over a tee box in like 20 minutes. You have to shoo them away, and they're ribeye in the sky. They're like delicious. We need to be able to kill those things.
Yes.
I don't know. I've never eaten one because it's illegal, but I've heard that.
Why'd you wink when you said that, Dan?
I didn't. That was me blinking. Sometimes I blink one eye at a time.
They have a season on them down south in a couple states.
Do they? I should take advantage because
Sure
I would love to try it. I would love to try some sandhill crane.
It's good.
Well, I guess we beat the shit out of this one.
You've done a hell of a lousy job.
All right, yeah, we can. Why don't you tell the people where they can find us, Corey? This was not our best effort, but we're back.
What?
We gotta.
Great one.
We gotta
Absurd Podcast is found on all social media and podcast platforms. Our website is absurdiveshow.com. We can be found at Libservative on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, Instagram and Twitter at LibservativPod. Our TikTok videos can be found at Libservative Podcast, and you can reach out directly at libservativepod@gmail.com. Subscribe today. Tell a friend.
Subscribe, preferably just subscribe yesterday. That's what I want. Figure out a way to go back in time.
Subscribe today, guys.
And smash that notification bell.
Smash that like button.
For Bell the Bodysnatcher on the ones and twos, he as always has been Corey Walsh.
He's been Dan Griffin.
It's been Libservative Intellectual Idiots fostering political and cultural literacy and the world's smartest internet show. And until next time, we are out of here.
The great fundamental issue now before our people. We, the people, cannot turn back. Somebody must lead, or else the fight would not be made at all.